Hey everyone, welcome back to the Apple Talks. So, have you ever wondered how application update works? I mean, you have already installed the 1.0 application on the WhatsApp, and then the new update is available from the developers into the App Store. Then, have you wondered? Because how it actually done, man? You can go to the App Store, it says you that install button if the application is not available, and if the application is already installed, then it gives you the update button. And when you update it, it is downloading the binary, I means the IPFR of the application, and once it is downloaded, it will be overridden to the existing app, and your data will be there. There won't be any issue. So today we are gonna see how actually that is done, but we are not gonna get into the details of how data migration is done at the app update level. But still, we are gonna see how actually app update works in perspective of the OS. So without wasting any time, let me create a new project. That is, what should we name it? Let's name it to the update test. Update test. I'm gonna store it here. Okay, now you can see we have already set up the project. Let me set the similar time. So let's see which one we're gonna take the iPhone 8 today. There's no hard feeling, I'm just taking iPhone 8 out of the order. So now our package name is com.appletalks.update test, and our version is 1.0 and our build is 1. So let me first install the app, then I'm gonna explain you how this two does the crucial part while app update is working. Oh man, I have never installed the iPhone 8 simulator. It's gonna take a while, please bear with me. It seems M1 chip is a bit faster. You can see the simulator loaded in no time. As simulator is loaded, let's add a label. Let's give a basic constraint, center vertical, center horizontal. Oh, that is fine. Hi from the Apple Talks, and then obviously we need to give some information here, and I'll say 40 and 40. Let's unmark the constraint margin, and then let's set the 0. This is Xcode, so I can directly do this. I don't need to add the /n, and I can add the 2 line. Sorry, if you add the 0 line, it will not show up everything you write. Okay, so now our label is set. Okay, so this is available. Now this is important. You can see the application is already there, and I'm again running it. So now it is again opening the same. That is not the case. So while I'm again running it, it says attaching update on the iPhone 8. So it means the application that was already there is now overrated by the current code base available into this panel. Now I'm gonna just go there and explain you the key roles of these two. So this is the version and this is the build. Let's assume a scenario, or let me tell you how industry works. I'm creating a application for the product of my customer, and this is the first application of my customer. I mean the first phase. So the version gonna be 1.0, and this won't be changed until the next phase or next version is about to roll out. And now I have created the application with, let's say, only the onboarding module. So I'm gonna say the build number is 1, and then I'm gonna give it to my client. Now on next week I'm also working on other task, and that is completed. So I'm gonna change a build to the version 2. So it means whenever you give update to any customer or a beta tester, you have to update the build number. That's why we keep track of how many build has been gone for the particular version. Now as we saw, we just added the 1 here. This was having the 1 build number. If I'm adding 2 here, what will happen? Let me show you. Did you guys just saw it or no? Just focus here and here. Come on, Xcode is taking longer. Sorry for the delay. Okay, you can see it says it's launching the update. The build is successful. Let's wait. I don't know why, but it seems my MacBook has become slower like an instant. It was very quick when the simulator just show up in no time, but now just to launch the app it's taking more than 10 seconds. That's hilarious. I mean, I gonna. Do you think should I file a bug or no? I think no. It happens. Uh, I'm really sorry, guys. Let me just lose the simulator. Okay, so finally you can see it's here. Let's again go and try to rewrite the reality that we did. The build number is 1, version is 1.0. I'm just installing the fresh build. It is installed now. Now let's close it. I'm gonna change it to the 2. Now this is important. Now when I'll say the install, it will again create a build of the current source code, and now this time the version would be 1.0 and build would be 2. Now when that package is ready and available for install here, the OS will go and actually check, oh, the application for this package is already exists. Then he will check for the version. The version would be same for the both, then he'll check for the build. If that build is having incremented number, then it will directly update the app, and if it is having the same number, then it will override the app. So that is how app update works, and that is how actually iOS verifies whether to show the install option or update option to the app store. So I think that was simple and pretty straight. Now the important thing is, if I have the database, let's take example of I'm having SQL database available in my older app, and I'm about to introduce the newer version of the same app, and I did some of the changes to my database. So at that time the app update will happen automatically, but you have to add scripts so that your database scripts are updated, because when user is updating from 1.0 to 2.0, all the structure those are in place for 1.0 would get along to the 2.0. And you need to understand update is completely different than the fresh install, because when user is doing fresh install, it is grabbing all the configuration available here to this phone. But when he's updating the app, then he's not gonna grab this all. He's just taking out the older version's configuration to the newer version, and it is developer's duty to make sure that works. So that's kind of complex, but don't worry, I'll be creating another video on the database. At that time I'll be explaining how actually you can do the database migration while migrating from 1.0 to 2.0. Until stand by, stay tuned, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much.